Welcome to this series of knowledge sharing program. This side Montu Verma and I am a procurement expert. Friends, first of all, thanks for being with us today. And I hope you all are safe and sound with your family members and with your colleagues and with your peers as well. Today, we are continuing our knowledge sharing journey together. And this is our 17th episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that Bilop Sharma from Kolkata, Shweta from Gujarat. Welcome Bilop and Shweta for joining us. Thank you so much. दिव्येश ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं हमें पुणे से, दीपक फ्रॉम पुणे. तो काफी नए लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं दोस्तों हमें आज. और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप इसी तरीके से हमारा उत्साहवर्धन करते रहें और हमें एक अच्छा सा फीडबैक हमारे सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पे, लिंक्डइन पे या फिर यूट्यूब पे हमें देते रहें. इट विल बी रियली हेल्पफुल फॉर अस फ्रेंड्स टू इम्प्रूव आवरसेल्फ. सामीउल्लाह फ्रॉम नोएडा, वेलकम सामीउल्लाह जी. एंड हैदराबाद से भी लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं हमें. ओके, बिफोर वी रियली move forward to start this episode, I am very curious to know that from when you have joined our procurement wale community on WhatsApp or on social media, आपने कब से ज्वाइन किया हमें और कैसा एक्सपीरियंस है? एक छोटी सी लाइन या सेंटेंस आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं तो बहुत ही अच्छा होगा, हमें जानने में हमारी मदद करेगा, हम अपने आप को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. Okay, so with due respect to all of you participants, I want to move forward to start this session now. So what is exactly procurement project management? You all are aware that procurement has to run or support many different kind of projects in the organization. So to be best in class function, procurement has to initiate the project, creating the procurement plan, creating the core team with all internal stakeholders, finalizing the potential vendor and communicating responsibilities and update to all stakeholders in your company. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a very insightful session and powerful session from Mr. Kaushal Kanpara, who will be sharing the insight on procurement project management. Hello Kaushal, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much Montuji, thank you very much PW community, thank you very much each and every member of this group.
So dear all participants, Kaushal Kanpara, who is having very strong background in strategic sourcing and procurement of raw material, and I am feeling very proud to say that Kaushal Kanpara is our procurement community member, and once again we want to warm welcome to Kaushal Kanpara. So Kaushal, can you please say about your introduction something, and how many of experience in procurement department you have in so far? Then we will love to listen your insight on procurement project management. Thank you. Over to you, Kaushal.
Yeah, thank you very much team. Thank you very much each and every person of Procurement Wale group. I am Kaushal. I am having total work experience of nearly 10 years, and so far I have been worked with a very renowned commercial vehicle manufacturing company of India, as well as a two-wheeler manufacturing company of India. I have been with the world leader of farm equipment manufacturing company of India, and recently from last 4 months or so, I have been working with the one of the top.
Kaushal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Thank
Am I
you.
audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you very much, team. So as I said, I'm having total 10 years of experience, and so far I have worked in the commercial vehicle, two-wheeler manufacturing, farm equipment, as well as right now I'm working in public transport domain, or the, you can say, the modern mass transportation division or sector of the company. Regarding my journey with Procurement Wale, Montu approached me around 8 or 10 months back to become part of this group, and the journey has become quite fabulous. What I have noticed in the career of my 10 years, what happens due to less context we do have in the market, sometimes we miss plenty of opportunity in terms of knowledge, in terms of job opportunity, or in terms of growth path, or in terms of growth path, or even in terms of getting new or acquiring new skills and knowledge. So what I feel necessary with the commencement of such groups or commencement of such forum wherein we can share and exchange our thought, it helps us to grow as an individual, to grow as a professional. And what specialty in this group it is having, that all people are belong to the same group, same domain, same procurement, or same sourcing domain. So we know we can understand requirement of one another very well, and we can definitely work towards building a stronger community as a professional. So it's my third knowledge sharing session so far, and I hope that last two would also have added quite values towards your resume or towards your skill sets. I hope that even in this session as well, I will able to deliver you as per your expectations. And let us start with the session now. Uh, just one rule that even if you find any questions in the webinar, I won't be able to answer you at the moment. So your questions, your queries, and your suggestions and your doubts, everything is most welcome, but at the end of the presentation. So Montu, can you please help me out with the sharing the presentation?
Sure, Kaushal. I am just going to share with you. Is it okay, Kaushal, with you?
Yes, it is perfect.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Team, the subject for today is project procurement management, or the project management and procurement integration. What roles a procurement manager or a procurement engineer has to play in the execution of particular project. So it's all near and around the project management aspect of procurement. So going towards the next slide, what as I always suggest you, that what you will be getting or outcome at the end of this session is what will be covered in this entire session will be procurement project, phases of project procurement contracting, make versus buy decisions, project procurement beginning to from the kickoff of the project to the end deliverables of the project. So entire project management aspect will be something which I won't be able to cover up or sum up in this small session. So this is the list for what will be covered and what will not be. So let us start again ahead, or let us move ahead with the further presentation. Next. Yeah. So first first is the phases of project procurement management. So what different phases procurement manager or procurement engineer has to follow for entire project execution. First is planning of procurement management. Second is conducting procurement or execution of the procurement. C is controlling, or I can say dominating procurement or taking lead of the procurement activities. And D is the closure of procurement or the closure of procurement activity in terms of handing over to
Yes,
sorry, it was
Kaushal.
minor. Yeah.
Yes.
So these are the basically four phases of procurement project management, from planning to conducting to controlling, and for the towards last at the last towards the closure.
Mhm.
Request more to we can move to the next, please.
Sure.
Yeah. So first phase is the planning of procurement management. Now, planning part is once the project manager decides certain things or decides to execute project in a particular manner or in the particular phase in terms of timelines and different deliverables. The role of procurement manager starts over there. So it starts with the identifying needs of the project purchasing requirement or the project outsourcing requirement. Where
Mhm.
as a procurement manager or project procurement professional, we do purchasing as well as outsourcing activities.
Mhm.
So our role starts from the identification of the requirement or identification of requirement from project management, as well as it is a joint discussion between the project management team and the procurement management team. So for identification or to derive such list, this is the planning phase. For identification or to derive such list, uh, we have lots and lots of tools such as make versus buy decision. Even if it is in terms of finance, it is called value invested versus value gained. That what amount of investment you need to do and what amount of uh, gain or values you are getting at the end. I will explain you make versus buy decision scenario in detail with a certain examples and certain numbers, so that you can imagine that what kind of decisions senior management or the leadership team takes before coming to the any conclusion that whether these things or this services needs to be purchased out from the outsource agency or it should be developed or pursued within the organization. So this activity is entirely called make versus buy decision, and let me tell you, it is quite big decision. It requires lots and lots of financial analysis, which I have not covered or sum up in detail. But yes, there are plenty of companies, even consulting firms, people are appointing just to arriving at the make versus buy decisions, especially when the investments are quite huge. Technology needs to be upgraded or outsourced. In such cases, in while heavy investment or the large sum of money and large sum of activities involved, at that time people usually outsource the agency. Just to add you, companies like Tata Technologies, TCS, these all are consulting firms which exclusively helps the major automobile player or major manufacturing players just to identify or just to help them in taking make versus buy decisions. So it in terms of number, it may sound that it's a quite easygoing job and it is just a job of a simple you can say layman or you can say normal clerical job in terms of calculation. But what happens when the investment amount and the uh, when the value addition task itself becomes bigger, at that time it requires in-depth financial knowledge as well as in-depth financial analysis. This is the one tool to take make versus buy decision. Apart from this make versus buy decision, there may be plenty of time agenda of know-how versus pay and forgot. Now, what is know-how? The skill set or the certain domain of skills where with the usage of those company has those business secrets due to which it stands, right? Just to give you an example is let us assume Hero Motocorp being a two-wheeler market leader in terms of commercial, two-wheeler manufacturing. Now, what drives their entire, uh, leadership position is their cost-effective as well as fuel-efficient vehicles. So, fuel efficiency is something which is inherent know-how of Hero Motocorp. You must be aware, like other two-wheeler players are even struggling, at delivering vehicles at 60 kilometers per liter mileage. At the same time, Hero is in the same segment offering you 80, 90 or 100 kilometers per liter mileage. So it is their technical know-how due to what company stands, due to what company is having their core values. So this is called something that technological know-how or the system know-how or the engineering know-how. Those are the areas upon which company never compromise in terms of sharing the know-how or uh, to basically it is to open the books of their technology or their finance. So this is the area wherein company remains always full of secrets, full of their sorry full of secrets as well as full of they maintain the integrity and they maintain the protective shield in terms of data sharing in these areas. So at that time what company usually prefers is to make or to keep those data, to keep all those engineering skills at their end, and they never does any such skills for outsourcing. Even in terms of money, they do have some they may have some lose some money or to lose some profitability. They never goes and share such skills and know-how with the market. Many of times what happens, you don't need to have brain to execute certain tasks. You just need hands to execute certain tasks. At that time company usually use the pay and forget. Like if at all any job work or the normal turning work or the normal shaping, milling or normal manufacturing work which is to be executed, at that time people or the companies usually tends to follow pay and forget principle. Now as I said, let us try to understand how to take my make versus buy decision. I have tried to sum up this entire activity in very small formula, uh, wherein what we will decide is what amount of investment I need to do to execute certain task within the organization versus at what cost I am getting the task done outside of the organization. And how do I compare both these scenarios? Let us go through this example. One is suppose any particular cost or task is there upon which outsourcing per day amount is, let us say, 1000 rupees per task. Okay, if now I want to make this task happen within my organization or within the company boundaries, so in those scenarios I may require certain infrastructure, maybe in terms of machines, equipment, manufacturing facilities, or maybe investment in the intellectual properties, or maybe design and development. Suppose those capital investments sum up at 80,000 rupees. Now I am having two scenarios: whether do I need to invest 80,000 rupees and then to start working in house, or should I go outside and simply pay someone 1000 rupees and get the task done as per my requirement? So how to compare both the scenarios? Now apart from the investment, if I make certain investment to execute the task, again I need to avoid some operational cost. Let us suppose that operation, apart from investment of 80,000,
Hello, Kaushal. Am I audible to you? I think there is some
Yeah,
network
maybe.
problem.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, it's somewhat minor interruption towards my at my end in the network. So yes, apart from this 80,000 rupees of capital investment, what I need to have is daily operational cost. Let us say it is sum of daily operational cost of 600 rupees. Now, at the one end, what I need to invest is 600 rupees daily plus capital investment of 80,000 rupees. And at the other end, what I do have to do is per day we need to pay 1,000 rupees. So the delta of investment is 400 rupees per day. Correct. If I get the task outside and if I do the task inside, what I save in terms of only operational cost, that is 400 rupees per day. Now with the 400 rupees per day, how many days do I need to build the hello?
Ji Kaushal, please.
Yes. Now the with the delta of 400 rupees, the question is in how many days I will be able to build the capital amount or the capital investment amount. So with this calculation, if I save or if I save delta investment of 400 rupees per day, I need at least 200 days to reach at the capital investment of 80,000 rupees. So the answer is I require 200 days to cover up the sum or capital of 80,000 rupees. Now the if 200 days, that is the decision making as on date. Suppose this 200 days is becomes it becomes suppose 5 to 10 years. At that time, the capital investment which you are doing may not be advisable, because after 5 or 10 years the certain technology or the certain sequence of operation may get obsolete. You have to maybe upgrade as per the market requirement or the when the investment is investment amount or in investment duration ranges up to 5 to 10 years. At those times it is not advisable to invest capital amount and to get those tasks done at our end. Since this 200 days or 100 days is quite small numbers, so we can definitely advise or indicate the organization towards building this facility within the in-house. So this one important thing to be remembered over here is what I have not considered here is just to make calculation simple or to make people understand is this 200 even after the 200 days I will reach at the capital investment of 80,000 rupees. With the time there is accumulation in the some interest as well. So the interest portion may lead to 200 days or 220 days as well. So this is the delta which I have not calculated over here. But yes, the additional interest amount or the interest cost, it is also should be considered as a financial planner or as a purchasing planner in any individual in any individual project study or whatever the study make versus buy decisions you usually take. So this is the simple example upon which I have tried to uh, make you understand that how make versus buy decisions are being taken. This is the simple most example I have taken. There may happen that apart from capital investment, you need to have certain upgradation or technology upgradation investment as well in plenty of time, or the maintenance investment may also be there, wherein IT equipment or these or the modern equipments wherein you need to have some maintenance or the security protocols. At those times, the capital investment varies along with the time. So the interest, time, and when the capital investment is not one time, it is in the phase manner. At those times, this entire study becomes big with the many of factors involved. At that time, this is not only just up to simple figures. At that time, it's all becomes a part of financial analytics. And as I said, giant companies like Tata Technologies and the other outsourcing like Accenture or maybe Wipro as well. Those are the companies who are helping, to help such giants in taking decision whether to be go ahead with the make decision or the buy decision. So this is the all the planning procurement management. After this make and buy decisions or the know-how versus pay and forget, you do have or one do have certain list of items or certain list of requirement that what needs to be procured or what needs to be outsourced. Montaji, next.
जी कौशल जी जी कौशल, is it visible to you?
Yeah, now it is. Now, second most important part is conducting the procurement, conducting or executing the procurement. What happens is, apart from taking make versus buy decisions, there are certain overlapping variants or overlapping line items wherein half portion or half work or half task yet to be made in house, or half task or half portion yet to be outsourced. At those time, in these such an overlapping boundaries, the important task again becomes this scope of work definition. So the scope of work decisions. Apart from it, uh, after getting finalized scope of work or the list of requirement, we get proposal from the potential suppliers, and after obtaining certain proposals, we move towards award contracting based on cost, quality, delivery, development, management. What all are the aspects? What all are the aspects as per the organizational requirement? Based upon such requirements, we award a business or we award a contract to one particular supplier, or maybe two or multiple suppliers. Correct. So move towards the contract part. There are certain types of contract wherein it can be lump sum amount contract that XYZ task is to be executed at sigma delta or beta amount. So this is called the lump sum amount contract or the just amount contract, amount versus task to be done. Second type is cost reimbursable contract. So this cost reimbursable contract is a contract which is related with the cost linked to the different performing parameters, or the performing parameters linked to the different cost. I will explain you in this detail about what cost reimbursable contract actually is and how many other parameters or the other types or other variants are associated with it. This is the second type. Third type is time contract and material contract, like in X amount of time, Y amount of material to be delivered. So those are called time versus material contract. Fourth, usually which we use in the manufacturing industry or automobile industry or MRO, like maintenance, repairs, and others function, that is unit price contract. XYZ things, XYZ units, and XYZ prices. Unit is defined, price is defined, and unit is having certain definition in terms of drawings and scope of requirement. Fifth is combination of multiple condition. It is not necessary that any contract can be either of these four types. May happen that any contract will be having all four conditions. May contract happen that it may have any two out of these four conditions or any three conditions out of these four conditions. Okay. So there can be the contract out of these five kinds of proposal. Moving towards the next, I will try to explain you cost reimbursable contract in the different terminologies. Now again, cost reimbursable contract do have certain 5 or 6 conditions wherein different conditions are there in cost reimbursable contracts, or different certain terms and conditions are there. First type is FFP, that is firm fixed price. Firm fixed price is task versus price. It is fixed. There is no conditions attached with the task, as well as no condition attached with the price in terms of cost or anything else. Second is FPI. fixed price incentive, like vendor will be getting a particular fixed price for particular task. Apart from it, there will be certain incentive as well. Now this incentive can be linked with the cost saving he is awarding, or the better timeline he is awarding to you as an end customer, or it can be in terms of cost or as well as timeline. So this is the FPI. So FFP is usually not linked with the timeline. It is not linked with the cost saving. Now you add one more parameter, one more efficiency parameter to measure the efficiency of any supplier or service provider. That is called fixed price incentive. Now again, in the depth of FPI, you may have certain more conditions such as CPAF. CPAF is cost plus award fee. So you will be paying certain cost, or apart from it, there will be a lump sum award fee. Like what in normal supply chain, what we used to, suppose you are sitting in the area of NCR and one truck, which is one material truck full loaded of your material, which is in urgent requirement. Since from last 3 months, there has been no container for this particular commodity coming from China, and one supplier is sitting out there in Pune and making for you this particular commodity. And suppose your truck is coming from Pune to NCR. Usually it takes 16 hours to reach over there with 2 drivers. Now, since you are under pressure in NCR and your boss is asking you to get it delivered in the 12 hours, at that time, what you do? You ask the driver, "Ki bhai sahab 12 घंटे में पहुंचा दो, I will give you 1,000 rupees after reaching to NCR." We usually do it, right? So this is the cost plus award fee. Cost is what he is going to get as a part of the task then, and award fee is what he to perform something out of the boundary, what additional award your supplier get. That is CPAF. Third one is CPIF, cost plus incentive fee. Again, there is fixed cost plus incentive associated with this. This is called cost plus incentive fee. Now there are two terminologies, that is FPI and CPIF. In FPI, you do have fixed prices, and here you do have fixed cost. Now there is certain difference between price and cost. Price is, FPI is usually used wherein you do have a certain certain contracts such as AMC or some data service providing, or some cyber security services, wherein you don't know know-how, you don't have know-how of that particular product or service. That particular product or service is something like black box for you. At that time, you do have fixed price for those services. So all such contracts falls under FPI, fixed price incentive, wherein in certain cases this is not a black box for you. You know what does it mean, what, like wherein you are giving something to build BPT, build to print, in such kind of transactions, you award this contract wherein you don't go with the price, you go with the cost. Price is something what supplier asks for the services which you don't really know that how much does it cost. So those are the gray areas. That is called FPI, fixed price incentive, and here it is cost plus incentive fee. Now again, another variant is CPFF, cost plus fixed fee.
Yes, तो अभी हम FPI पे चल रहे हैं, right? मैं जानना चाहूंगा, so basically I am going through all terminology first time I am going through. ये सारी terminology क्या import buying के लिए applicable होती हैं और ये local buying के लिए भी applicable होती हैं?
नहीं, ये it is Montuji, it has nothing to do with the freight terminology or the freight which we are discussing, whether it's in local or imports. These are the general contract conditions. It can be in the material contract, it can be in the service contract, it can be in the import, it can be
There is some disturbance with your connection, Kaushal. Am I audible to you?
I think he has lost. I think he has dropped out.
No problem. He's joining
us. Am I
us
audible now, Montuji?
Yes, you are audible. तो कौशल जी, ये
So as
सारी
I
टर्मिनोलॉजी
explained, these
आपने बताई अभी तक, एंड रियली आई एम गोइंग थ्रू ऑल ऑफ दिस टर्मिनोलॉजी फर्स्ट टाइम, and I am very thankful to you to share this all terminology and very insightful knowledge with us. So let us move forward now. Thank you.
Yeah, so Montaji, as I explained, these are the terminologies which is irrespective of the industrial background or irrespective of services or the products you are purchasing. These are the usual conditions which are linked with the contract condition. It can be within the country, within the continent, or within or outside the country as well. So to answer your question,
जी कौशल.
Monto, this is used for internal mechanism, and anybody can use these terminologies. These are the commonly used. Generally, organization have their own names against each and everything, but this is very commonly used terminologies.
yes, correct, Sinaji, very correct. Uh, Next is cost plus fixed fee. Again, cost is involved, plus you will be awarding fixed fee as well, right? And the last is CPPC, that is cost plus percentage of cost. It is again the when the cost is involved with the particular task or the particular uh, delivery of components or particular delivery of goods against percentage of cost, like wherever he's making you advantage, those are the profits or those are the benefits he has again shared with your customer as well. So from top to bottom, whenever you are moving towards the uh, bottom side, this in the bottom range of the conditions, there is less risk for supplier, and when you go towards the top area, those are the lesser risk for buyers. Like FFP is fixed from fixed price. In those conditions, contract cannot be changed, or there are very less chances for a supplier to manipulate this contract going further, or to add certain conditions, or to add certain clauses to it, or in short, they cannot add or manipulate the prices. Yeah, this is the controlling of procurement. Now, whenever you are working as a procurement professional, or the you are reporting to project manager in terms of procurement deliverables, uh, you have to ensure deliveries from supplier or the service provider as per project requirement. There may be certain challenges or arguments may happen with the suppliers plenty of time. At those times, you have to align procurement project management team as well as suppliers as well, wherein your customer demands or project management team demands something different and supplier is ready to provide something different. At that time, you need to work or align as a communication channel between both the parties, and wherever required, you can have some constructive changes which will be beneficial to both of the side, or at least in the best interest of the project or the final project outcome. And yes, whenever in spite of working as a constructive change engagement manager, or to whenever you try to build the certain things on your best positive domain, when the things are not working well and either of the supplier or your project management team, you are not able to align, or or if you feel that supplier is crossing certain boundaries or violating certain contract conditions, at the time, as a procurement controller or as a procurement uh, accountable person, you should get into legal manager legal aspects of those contract as well. So yes, legal area or the legal aspect is no more stranger for a procurement engineer or procurement manager. So legal aspect we should try that it must not be used, or it should be least used in the procurement management, project management life cycle. But wherever it is required, if you feel so that the gaps are so huge which cannot be bridged, what usually happens in terms of joint venture conditions or technology transfer contract, those are the contracts especially linked with the lots and lots of complexity and many possibilities. At that time, usually those such contracts, plenty of time goes into legal aspects or the legal areas, wherein we as a project man or we as a procurement manager, we need to align in the legal aspects of those contracts as well. So moving towards the next slide, uh, the last and final phase of procurement activities, that is closure of procurement. Now you have finalized the list of requirement, you have sourced certain lists, you have made contracts, you have aligned your suppliers to work as per the contract conditions, and once the deliverables are available at your end or at the your customers end, at that time the time comes for the closure of procurement activity. So whenever you hand over a certain task or certain services towards your end customer or the internal customer, you need to have a resolution towards the open item. You usually do handover of assets or services to the project management team or your customer team. Internal organizations do have certain handover formats for handing over this task or item to from supplier to internal customer. There may be procurement audits or maybe some procurement challenges, the way we executed all the previous three phases. So for those procurement audits, you have to maintain certain records in the management system, or maintain list of events or the sequential list of events, that in what particular event what went right and what went wrong and why we are standing over here. So these will be beneficial to you or the next upcoming team to down the line 2 years, 5 years, or 7 years back, whenever they are facing any procurement audit or project audit. And of course, whenever some things goes right and some things goes wrong, it is usually Japanese practice which they always follow, that at the end of the day or at the end of the project, whatever the things went well and whatever the things didn't went well, they do record and they do list out of those certain things, and they add into their lesson learned diaries or the data bank, that this is the mistake which is not to be repeated in the next project or next contract. So this is how they are trying to learn and trying to develop their skills and trying to have additional data bank on the upcoming life journey of any project or any company. So yes, these were the 4 phases of procurement management linked with the project management. So this was the session team for today, knowledge sharing. I hope I will be able to answer you, or I will be able to I will be able to satisfy you in terms of what you were looking from the session. So thank you. You may unmute the mic, and over to you, team, now.
Thank you so much, Kaushal, for providing us your insightful knowledge on procurement management, project management in procurement. Now, I would like to invite our participant to ask any question regarding this session. Thank you so much.
Sir, please explain again what is the difference between price and cost. That's what you explained in the lecture.
Kaushal, before you really answer this question, so dear asker, can you please introduce yourself in our community, who you are and from where you are joining us?
Sir, I am Mohammad Samiullah. I am joining from Noida.
Great. Yes, Kaushal.
Yes, Mohammed, can you please repeat your question, because I was not linked in between. so it will be.
Sir, please explain the difference between price and cost. What you have already, I think we have discussed in the class. We have you have discussed in the class.
Hello, Kaushal. We are audible to you. Kaushal, can you hear me? Kindly confirm.
Yes, Montu. Now I can hear you.
Yes.
What was the question from Mohammed? Can you please repeat?
Yes. Please repeat your question, Mr. Mohammed.
Sir, please explain the difference between price and cost. What you already actually discussed in the class, but I really did not get it properly. That's why please explain again.
What you would like to explain? What you would like to explain, Mohammed, again?
Sir, you discussed the difference between price and cost in
right.
the
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
What I
understood. Now, Mohammed, I will explain you with the very simple term.
Okay.
Suppose you are comparing iPhone 11 versus iPhone 12, right? Now, based on the feature of iPhone 11 and iPhone 12 feature comparison, you may not be able to decide cost difference between both the phones, correct? Because it's not our know-how. So this is the at that time the price is that which is forcing you to make decision. So suppose iPhone 11 cost you 1,10,000 rupees and iPhone 12 cost you 1,25,000 rupees. So 15,000 rupees of difference is price for you, not cost. This is the first example. This is the price. Now at the same time, second thing is, let us move towards the M6 fastener and M10 fastener. Suppose the M6 fastener cost you 60 paisa. At that time, you can imagine that M8 fastener will cost you somewhere around 75 or 80 paisa. So this is the cost wherein you can imagine in terms of the technology involved or the material cost involved or the process cost involved. So at that time, what you are estimating or what you are deriving, that is cost, wherein you don't have any know-how, or there are certain investment in terms of R&D or intellectual properties or brand value associated with it, it becomes prices for us. Is it okay?
Okay.
मैं इसको फर्दर ऐड ऑन करता हूँ कौशल. बेसिकली कॉस्ट क्या होता है कि जिस चीज को आप इनकर्ड करते हो, मतलब आप जिस चीज को इनकर्ड करते हो आप उसको कॉस्ट बोलते हो. बहुत सिंप्लीफाइड मैनर में बता रहा हूँ. और प्राइस वो होता है जिस चीज को आप बाई करते हो. दोनों में लार्जली डिफरेंस यही होता है. बहुत माइनर सा डिफरेंस है, बट अगर आप अगर आप इन दोनों की टर्मिनोलॉजी को समझोगे तो आप ऐसे बोलते हो कि मेरी कॉस्ट ये है. अगर कल को आपको कोई पूछे तो आप देखो, आप बोलते हो ना आपकी CTC ये है, कॉस्ट टू कंपनी. दैट मीन्स यू आर डिफाइंग योर कॉस्ट. बट अगर आप कोई चीज बाई कर रहे हो तो वो प्राइस में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है.
Yes. Thank you.
जी. Okay, Kaushal, I would like to ask you one question. Would you like to share any case study wherein your company had to go into legal and sue your supplier, and how you fixed it? So share with any case study.
Actually, I won't name my employer or supplier, but what happened in one of the cases in my initial career days, a particular supplier, he was financially, we had awarded him some development or NRC cost, means non-recoverable expenses cost, NRE cost. But after taking those costs, the supplier was not able to deliver particular task or particular product. We had chased them a lot. We had sequential follow-up visits as well as follow-up calls, but the product itself was quite complex that he was not able to deliver within the time. And as soon as we moved towards legal, we came into notice that supplier already was running in the quite financial trouble, and he went towards bankrupt.
Ji.
The bankruptcy code was not there in those days. I'm talking about before 2015. So the entire case or entire project them